Alright, so I'm gonna do one more video for this game. I'll consider it like a bonus video. So let's go to the gallery. Okay, so I'm not gonna go through all the characters, like, we know the characters. Or you should know them anyway. One Piece, the One Piece. Right, so there's all the movies of the game, which is neat. Oh, we got all the songs in the game. It says I'm... it must be like a overall completion of the game. That's what it must mean. Okay, so here's all the coins that I have. I got the majority of the coins, but a lot of times it comes down to just random which ones you get. Sometimes playing as a character makes you more likely to get coins related to them, and then defeating enemies in stages. But a lot of times it's just random. If you play it on the hard difficulty, I think it has a higher chance of dropping rare gold coins and rare coins. But some coins only appear in the online mode, which is, is pretty much dead now. So I don't even think it's really possible to get all the coins anymore. Or at least I don't know how to get them all. So Luffy, Zoro, Nami, Usopp, Sanji. There's Chopper, Robin, Franky, Brook and Ace, Hancock, Jinbei, Whitebeard, and then that's all the playable characters. Okay, Buggy, Mihawk, Don Krieg, Arlong, Hotchan, Lapin, Wapple, Crocodile, Mr. 2, Mr. 3, Lucci in human form, Lucci in his leopard form. There's Kaku, there's Jabra, Bluno, Bartholomew Kuma, and then the Pacifista. Sentomaru, Marshal D. Teach, Magellan, Hannibal, Minotaurus, Kizaru, Aokiji, Akainu, Zeph, Vivi, Dr. Kareha, Iceberg, Spondum, Rayleigh, Ivankov, Monkey D. Garp, Sengoku, the mysterious Soga King from Sniper Island. There's a transponder snail. Luffy's New World coin. This is where Zoro's New World coin would be if I had it. Sanji's New World coin. Panda Man. I always like looking for Panda Man in as of the background character. Ally symbol, Straw Hat, Wado Ichimonji, Yubashiri, Sandai Katetsu, Shusui, Climatact, the perfect Climatact, Log Pose, Galaxy Slingshot, Slingshot Kabuto, Impact Dial, Chopper's Hat, Cola Bottle, Fiddle, Guitar, Cane, Viva Card, the Going Merry, the Thousand Sunny, the Moby Dick. Right, and then here's everyone's marks. I think the main ones that I'm missing is like the crew's New World marks, and I don't know how to get them. Maybe they have to be a higher level before they start dropping. I'm honestly not sure about it. Marine, World Government, Impel Down, Will of D. I know one of the marks I missed. There's like a Rogers mark, Shanks's mark. Yeah. Alright, and then the skills are tied to the coins that you have. So, because I don't have all the coins, I don't have all the skills. But I do have most of them. Alright, so 16 Rings of the Bell. Increases damage caused by crew strike. Special attack gauge also builds faster. You need Rayleigh, Luffy, and Jinbei for that. Oh, is it not gonna... Oh, hold on. It might be easier to show those from... Hold on. Yeah, alright. 9 pirates. All stats increased by 2 stars, also increases damage caused by crew strike. So you need all 3 of your slots filled with all 9 in order to get that. So I'm not sure that's particularly worth it. CP9 reduces damages taken when life is low, returns to normal if life is healed. So you need any 3 members of CP9 to get that to work. I can't do Will of D. I can't do Romance Dawn. Stand Up may cause great damage to enemies with firearms. Enemies will also flinch more often. So that's Luffy, Nami, and Arlong that you need. Arlong Pirates. Damage caused increases when in enemy territory and returns to normal after leaving. Need Nami, Arlong, and Hachi for that. Red Men. Damage to enemies increases with every 100 KOs. So you need Buggy the Clown, Aka Inu, and Zeph, because he's known as Red Leg Zeph. Big Bro. Damage to enemy increases with every 5 healing items collected. So you need Franky, Ace, and Jinbei for that. Destroy that flag. Flinch less. Gives attacks fire properties. That needs Luffy, Suit, Soga King, and the World Government. The Great Pirate Ship. All stats increase by 3 stars. So that's actually a really good one. So you need the Going Merry, the Thousand Sunny, and the Moby Dick to be able to do that one. Cruise Bond, can't do that one. Right Away, may smash shields. Enemies may also flinch more. You need Luffy, Vivi, and the Going Merry for that. They're leaving together. Enhances both attack and defense for every 100 beat. Returns to normal if beat count is reset. It needs Luffy, Usopp, and Lucci in his zone form. Go, my foolish son. Length of invulnerability in the instant that you chain increases. So that's Luffy, Chopper, and Dr. Kareha. Upholding a Dying Wish, can't do that one. Lying has its uses. Easier to obtain coins with more stars. So that's Usopp, Buggy, and Jabra. Ocean Friends. Enemies flinch more easily. So a bunch of combinations you can do for that, but you need certain marks for it. Easiest ones are like the Sun Pirates, Vivi's mark, and then one of these other marks. Like Nico Robbins, Whitebeards, the Barati's mark, etc. Ocean Enemies. Enemies are stunned more easily. So again, it's with marks. Easiest ones are Arlong's mark, Don Krieg's mark, and Buggy's mark. 7 Warlords of the Sea. Damage on mid-air opponents increases. Special attack gauge builds more slowly. So you just need to pick 3 of the Warlords of the Sea. Any one of these guys will do. The Man Called King. Each allied territory reduces damage from enemies. So you need Dark King Rayleigh, Ivankov, the King of Impel Down, and the King of New Kamabaka Island, and Soga King. Owners. Enemy may drop healing items every 10 beats. Special attack gauge also builds faster. Alright, so that's Crocodile, Bluno, and Zeph, because they all own something. He owns Baroque Works, Bluno owns a bar, and Zeph owns the Barati. See you again in the Okama Fields. Increases damage caused by crew strike. Enemies will be stunned more easily. So that's Bond Clay, Magellan, and the Transponder Snail. Despite my tainted blood. Time foes spend stunned or in status effect increases extra damage to stunned foes. So you need Luffy, Ace, and the Weaver card for that. So Heavy. Increases damage caused to distant enemies. So that's Luffy, Usopp, and the Going Merry. The Marine Science Unit. Special attack gauge will build more easily. Enemies will also flinch more often. So that's Pacifista, Sentomaru, and Kizaru. Marine Admirals. Special attack damage increases. Special attack gauge builds more slowly. So you need the 3 admirals, Kizaru, Aokiji, and Akainu. From the Pirate King's ship, can't do that because I don't have all the coins. Pirate Captains, increases damage caused by crew strike. There's a lot you can do to make this one. Basically anyone who's a captain. Family, each allied territory increases damage to enemies. So you can do that with Ace, Luffy, Garp, or Luffy's New World coin. I said I would be back. Time foes spend stunned or in status effect increases. So you need Luffy, Brook, and Luffy's mark because that's their promise to Laboon, the whale. Now, I have not been able to get the Galila or Galela Company mark. If I could, I'd be able to do this one, but I just haven't been able to get it for some reason. Right, Captain Usopp. Each allied territory increases damage caused to enemies. So that's Usopp, the Galaxy Slingshot, and the Impact Dial. Brothers Venture, can't do that one. A damn load of help. Damage on mid-air opponents increases. So that's Luffy, Sanji, and Zeph. You cheeky little. Flinch less and make enemies flinch more often. So that's Luffy, Whitebeard, and the Moby Dick. Swordsman. Now this is a good one if you want to level up characters, because it increases experience earned. Alright, so anyone who's a swordsman. Zoro, Brook, Mihawk, Hachan, and Kaku. Hunter of Love. Damage to enemy increases with every 5 healing items collected. So that's Sanji or his New World coin and any of the women that he's in love with, basically. Who is the navigator of this ship? Increases damage caused for every 100 beat, returns to normal when beat count is reset. So you need Nami, the climate attack, the perfect climate attack, and the log pose. The Island of Restarting, can't do that one. The 3 great powers. Never suffer status effects from enemies, special attack gauge builds more slowly. Alright, so the ones that I think of more immediately are Marine Headquarters, but yeah, any of these. Sento Ryu. Damage to enemy increases with every 100 KOs. You just need to equip one of Zoro's 4 swords. Bag of Bones. Makes it easier to capture enemy territories. So you need Brook, his guitar or violin, and his sword cane. Symbolism of Conviction. Gives attacks fire properties, enemies will also flinch more often. So that's Luffy, Chopper, and Dr. Hiriluk's mark. I forgot his name for a moment. Gatekeeper of Hell. Increases damage caused to stunned enemies. Special attack gauge builds more slowly. So you can do that with the Impel Down mark, Minotaurus, Hannibal, and Magellan. Alright, Jackpot. The Jackpot ones are all character specific. You need like their New World mark in order to get it, I think. I don't remember what the other 2 are that are required for it. But these are like the big ones that I'm missing, the jackpots. Symbols of Justice. Increases damage caused to distant enemies. Special attack gauge builds more slowly. So you need Magellan, Spondum, and Sengoku for that. A wound on the back is the shame of a swordsman. Reduces charge time, making strong attacks easier to use. So you need Luffy, Zoro, and Mihawk for that. The Ship That Crosses 1,000 Seas. Increases damages caused when life is low, returns to normal if life is restored. So you need Franky, Iceberg, and the Thousand Sunny for that. Absolute Justice. Specials may instantly kill some enemies, but you will flinch more easily. So in order for Absolute Justice, you need all 3 of your coin slots filled with these 9 coins. Right, the Man from the Island of Snipers. Damage caused increases when an enemy territory returns to normal after leaving. So you need Soga King, the Kabuto Slingshot, and the Impact Dial for that. Various kinds of justice. Increases damage caused when life is low. Returns to normal if life is healed. So, basically, most dudes from the world government. Zone. Reduces charge time, making strong attacks easier to use, but you will flinch more. So any of the zone type users like Chopper, Lucci, Kaku, etc. I'm surprised that Sengoku is considered a zone type. The Sun Pirates. Damage taken decreases when in enemy territory and returns to normal after leaving. So for that you need Jinbei, Arlong, and Hachan. Battle's End. Makes it easier to capture enemy territories. Enemies will also flinch more often. So you need Luffy, Crocodile, and Vivi for that. The Great Escape. Attack and defense are both enhanced for every 100 KOs. So this is basically everyone who is able to escape from Impel Down. Like Ivankov. Defeat the Straw Hat. I need a Shanks' mark for that. And I think Alvida's mark, maybe? I don't have either of those. Big Noses. Damage from enemy decreases with every 100 KOs. So you need Usopp, Arlong, and Kaku for that, because they all have big noses. Why do we fight? May knock heavy infantry over. Enemies will also flinch more often. So that's Luffy, Robin, and the Will of D. Nothing happened. Flinch less. Even if an enemy sends you flying, your beat count will not be reset. One use only. So that requires Luffy, Zoro, and Bartholomew Kuma. Why? Because nothing happened. Nothing at all. Tears. Even if an enemy sends you flying, your beat count will not be reset. One use only. So that's Luffy, Nami, and the Straw Hat. Welcome to New Kama Land. Enhances both attack and defense for every 5 healing items collected. So that's Spawn Clay, Ivankov, and Ivankov's mark. The Spirit of a Conqueror. Specials may instantly kill some enemies. Special attack gauge builds more slowly. So that's Luffy, Ace, Hancock, Whitebeard, Rayleigh, and New World Luffy. Buster Call. Each allied territory enhances both attack and defense. So that's Robin, Aokiji, and Spondum. Makes sense. Showdown on Banero Island. Enhances both attack and defense in enemy territory and returns to normal after leaving. So that's Ace, Whitebeard, and Blackbeard. And it's talking about when Ace confronted Blackbeard and was defeated. Baroque Works. Increases damage caused to enemies every 100 consecutive beat. Returns to normal when beat count is reset. So anyone who's a part of Baroque Works will work here. Paramecia. Time foes spend stunned or in status effect increases, but you will flinch more. Lot of Paramecia types. So take your pick. Beautiful Ladies. Increases effects of healing items. So Nami, Robin, Hancock, Vivi, and Dr. Kureha. Salty Dogs. May knock heavy infantry over. Special attack gauge also builds faster. These are the Salty Dogs. The Straw Hat Pirates. So, that one's pretty simple enough. Straw Hat Pirates mark. Again, pretty straightforward. Then the Straw Hat Pirates Mark New, which I don't have at the moment. Voyage of the Straw Hat Pirates, which I think requires all 3 to be filled. Flag of the new Straw Hat Pirates. Yep, just like that. That's with all their marks. Men who look good in straw hats, can't do that one. Dwellers of Eternal Hell. Enhances both attack and defense when life is low. Returns to normal if healed. So that requires Ace, Jinbei, and Crocodile. Four Eyes. May cause big damage to enemy with firearms. Special attack gauge also builds faster. So that's Mr. 3, Rayleigh, and Sengoku. Call Me Your Crew Again. Increases damage caused by crew strike. Enemies will also flinch more often. So any of these will work. Raging Inferno. Gives attacks fire properties. Special attack gauge also builds faster. So Sanji, Ace, Hannibal, Akainu, and New World Sanji, because they can all use fire attacks. Monkeys. Easier to capture enemy territories. Special attack gauge also builds faster. So Luffy and New World Luffy, Garp, and Kizaru. Power of the Wilds. Can't do that one. Native of the Stowy Lands. May smash shields. Special attack gauge also builds faster. So that's Chopper, Lappin, and Wapple. The Dream Ship. Special attack gauge builds faster. Luffy, Franky, and the Thousand Sunny. The Reverie. Enemy may drop healing items every 10 beat. Also makes healing items more effective. So that's Wapple, Vivi, and the World Government. Level East Blue. Enemy may drop healing items every 10 beat. So that for that you need Buggy, Don Krieg, or Arlong. Logia. Length of invulnerability when chaining increases, but you will flinch more. So anyone who's a Logia type. Ace, Crocodile, Teach, Kizaru, Aokiji, and Akainu. And then finally, Take Me With You. So that's Luffy, Robin, and World Government. Alright, so... Okay, so there's 100 skills in the game total. Yeah, there's 100 skills in the game total, and I'm missing 2, 3, 4... 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. So, yeah. We're missing 26. That's honestly not bad, all things considered. And like I said, getting the coins mostly comes down to luck. And considering that some of the coins probably aren't even really attainable anymore, like the online-only ones, like this is probably impossible to 100% now anyway. So, 74% of coins, 74% of skills, 84% of coins. That's pretty dang good, I would say. Considering I wasn't even really trying that hard to get the coins in the first place. Alright guys, so I think that is about it for One Piece Pirate Warriors 1. I never thought I would play this game again, honestly, but I figured, why not? Alright, so I'm gonna be done, guys. Maybe one day in the future I'll do One Piece Pirate Warriors 2. It is definitely a big improvement over this game. It's still kind of working out the kinks, but it's a big improvement over this game because it's a straight up Musou. None of the platforming BS is in any other Pirate Warriors game. But yeah, so in that aspect it was at least interesting to go back to this one and look back on it. But it's the ones that came after it were definitely much better and bigger improvements. Anyway, I'm gonna stop rambling. Thank you guys for watching One Piece Pirate Warriors 1, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.